All right, folks, welcome back to the Be the Bright podcast, episode 41, presented by Ridge Supply. My name is Matt Hawkins. This is Arsenal's Jordan Spoon, and we're back with our special guest, Ottilie. Ottilie. Gosh, I did it again. Man, I'm telling you what.
It's okay. Ottie is fine.
Okay.
Hey, so it takes me back to when I was in New York a little while ago, or quite 5 years ago. I was racing in Argentina, and we flew back via New York, and I was in the, whatever you call it, the underground. I don't know, what do you call that?
Subway.
The subway.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, hi, can I have 2 bottles of water, please? And he's like, sorry, lady, I hear you. I just don't get you. And I went, water? Like 2 bottles of water. And he went, huh? And I was like, hola, quiero 2 botellas de agua sin gas, por favor. And he went, why did you just say? And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you don't know where you are, right?
That's funny.
Yeah, so like the whole water, Ottie,
it's all right. We love it.
It's okay.
It's still English. We're good with it. It's all good. We understand what you're saying.
Yeah, just my dodgy accent. Apologies. Plus a cold. It's kind of not great.
Well, we wanted to dive into your cycling career. You're an 11-time world champ with the do they call it the Transplant Games? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Transplant World Championships, Transplant Games.
And you're the captain of the British team. Is that
Certainly
right?
am.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. And tell us about that. Tell us about how you got there, and take us back to, is it Poppet? You call it Poppet?
Yeah, Poppet's. So Poppet's my kidney. She's kind of kept here in my lower abdomen. And basically, before my kidney transplant back in 2013, when I received my mum's kidney, I was 24 years old and I was diagnosed. In fact, I think I was 25 when I got it. But 24, I was diagnosed with kidney disease. I didn't know I was born with it. And then after the transplant, I was told I could never play soccer again. I was a centre back. I was a defender in football.
It's football.
It's football.
It's not called soccer. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm trying to be correct.
No, you don't need to be American.
We'll allow it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
anyway,
fine.
So I used to play football, and they told me I could never play football again. So my dad, as a wedding present, I was getting married. I don't know why I did that. And he bought me a bicycle. And basically I started cycling, and I realised I preferred riding my bike than hanging out with my husband, which is brilliant. And so later on, I started training and realised I was quite good at it, and won my first British Championships in Bath in, I think it was 2010. And then 2011, I got selected to represent Great Britain in Sweden, in Gothenburg, at my first World Champs, and I won the road race and the individual time trial. And then since then, I've been undefeated in, I think, 35 races across the British, European, and World Champs. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Cycling literally has saved my life. Living in Mallorca saved my life. This is like cycling paradise here.
Yeah.
And the kind of, I guess the ethos behind cycling and riding, and the kind of the etiquette and the everything around cycling has made me just be able to be me. And it's obviously brilliant for lifelong health, but it's great for the competition side of things as well.
Yeah, I've never ridden with you, but you strike me as are you a power rider? Is that what you would call yourself?
Yeah, I'm a sprinter on a climb. I hate climbing.
But you, every time I see you, you're going up. Have you gotten used to the climbing there at Mallorca? Or is that just like a challenge every time?
I'm terrible at climbing. I think when I started climbing, I started coming out with, I'm a girl, I've had cancer, all the cards possible. Did I tell you I had a twisted sock injury, and I had asthma as a kid, and no, I hate climbing. But I love climbing because I love downhill, and here you've got some of the best downhill segments. Right. But yeah, I'm a sprinter by nature. I'm just kind of getting used to the climbing, and kind of it's that kind of love-hate kind of relationship, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do it. You have to do both.
Unless you live in Holland, and then you don't have to do any of it. You just go fast on the flat.
Where we live, it's perfectly flat.
Yeah.
Most rides I do have 65 feet of climbing, and our big challenge is the wind, and much like a Belgian or
your
Holland
wind
kind
or
of thing.
the wind.
No, the wind. You always have a headwind somewhere, and so you have to kind of pick your route. And we live on the water too, so we can't go into the water, but everywhere
exactly.
else.
Yeah. The same here. We live on like the big corner of the island, and I had a few people over this week, and because of Corona, we don't have many people visiting at the moment.
Right.
And quite often, when they're cool and they come visit, or they kind of get in touch on Instagram or something, I'll always help riders out. And this one group said to me, look, there's a westerly wind. We can't go any further because we're on the sea. Where can we go? And I said, ride down to a little town called Sepobla, get the train to the capital, Palma, and then fly home. And they're like, oh my God, what a great idea. So I think they average like 34 miles an hour for 2 hours or something.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was like all for like, I think €3, like, I know, $3 for a train ticket.
That's crazy.
So when you're training for these games, are you using a coach? Are you ramping up for them over?
Yeah, I've got a coach. He's on Instagram and Twitter as the Ride Fast coach. You've probably seen him on some of my kit. He's like a little white and yellow dude. He doesn't look like that in real life. He has got like a full body. His name's Rich Smith. He's a level 3 British cycling coach, so like the highest coaching kind of qualifications you can get. I think he finds it quite difficult with me because, one, I'm a difficult person, but two, where I guide, it's very difficult to fit training in. You know, like if you're guiding like March, April, May, June, and you've got a race in July, August, I've got to guide at the level of the rider. So some riders are quite slow. Fine, but some riders want to kill me, and they're like, "Oh, you're a world champ. I want to kill you." And you're like, "Hey, great, kill me for 6 days." So I've got to kind of adapt, and then in that I've got to then obviously rest up enough with my transplant issues and things. But he's had a transplant as well, so he understands, and we don't really use it as an excuse. We might laugh and banter about it, but he knows that I need a block of like 8 to 10 weeks before an event to really get that kind of like pointy sort of sharp end of the stuff. So I use a local mountain and do intervals up there. Like I say, I hate mountains, but they really do make you fitter.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, when is the next games scheduled for?
So the world champs are every 2 years. The European champs are every 2 years. But unfortunately, already the champs next year, they're supposed to be in Houston in Texas over your way. But they've been cancelled already. I think having so many immunosuppressed people in one space, probably not a good thing. So I was thinking about doing an epic ride because I'm having this big operation in November to remove the cancer. And I'm thinking about doing a Luton to Mallorca ride. So where I'm from in England, I'm hoping to ride down. I think it's something like, I don't know, 1,400 miles. It's far enough. Yeah. But I might take in like the Pyrenees or the Alps or some crazy countries awesome. and like see who's crazy enough to join me, to be honest.
That sounds amazing.
And I think 2 years after that, it's scheduled to be in Perth, Australia. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like everybody, our worlds are kind of tipped upside down. But just riding now, just enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, are people back in Mallorca now? You said like they're trickling back a little bit.
No, I mean here, like, so if you travel from the UK here, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks on your return. So unless you work from home, you're literally not allowed out the house. So the group that are coming over now, they go home tomorrow and they'll be like dependent on either online food shopping and groceries or, you know, literally just kind of like bombard themselves indoors for 2 weeks. But it is worth it. I mean, you'll never see this place this quiet. Normally we get, when we've had my American friends over before, they've been super surprised and happy at how many riders there are. You'll go to like one coffee stop or one little town and there'll be 400 or 500 riders all there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn it, why are you all here? Go away, man. And they're like, no, this is great. And I'm like, really? I prefer going to like a small middle of nowhere, you know, get a coffee for like a buck or something. And they're like, no, we want to see riders. We don't get to see many riders. So here it's super quiet. Not many people here at all. It's quite sad, but on a riding aspect, it's amazing.
It's kind of like that everywhere. So like that here too, you know, even because we do a lot of events here that are pretty big. You know, I put on a big one, and just not having those outlets anymore and not getting around it's like being around your tribe for a little bit, and we just haven't had those outlets. And it's been kind of weird. I know I've spent the last couple months, I keep telling my wife, I'm like, I need to have an experience. I just haven't had an experience this year. Like I literally, and so now I'm creating silly experiences just like tonight. We're going to go night ride tonight just because like I haven't done it and I need to do it. And I just, we've done that similarly here. Like the lighthouse ride I briefly mentioned before, when it's a full moon, you can go full moon ride, no lights over to the lighthouse.
except there's one scary ass tunnel that, it's no lights.
And goats.
Crazy.
You said there's a scary tunnel, goats. I mean, this is all epic rides should have like animals.
They should all have that, shouldn't they?
Tunnels.
Yeah, goats, cows, pigs, the lot. Yeah, it's brilliant. But it's right. I think life is about experiences, and it is about like meeting up with people who have something similar in common. And if you haven't got that, and I think Corona has either, or COVID, whichever you want to call it, has either speeded up that. Some people have realised life is way too short.
Yeah.
And for me and my GB transplant team, we know that. We've had our lives saved by our heroes. And people say, well, you're lucky because you know that. Well, I haven't become really ill to become lucky to realise that. I realised that way before. My dad was my uncle's kidney donor in 1986. Oh, my phone's about to drop off the stand. And the light is really
and the
bright.
Sun's coming. It's going to find you.
We're going to be in like the kitchen in a minute, I think. No, so for me, it's all about just experiencing stuff and stuff that's free. Okay, our bikes are expensive and our kit we buy and stuff, but once you've got it, it's just it's amazing.
You just got to get on the bike.
It's an incredible feeling. If I feel really down or in a mood, or I go on my bike, I feel better. If I feel okay, I go out, I feel amazing. The bike, it's just a cure. Maybe your mate over there, Trump, he needs to get on a bike or something.
First of all, he's not my mate.
I don't mean your mate. But
if we can, how do we get in touch with you? How do we get there? How do we come visit? Like, how does somebody?
So basically, I'm all over social media if you need to find me. So I'm under Ottilie Q on Instagram, OTTILIE, and then Q. My website is oqservicecourse.com. You can drop me an email. You can go on the website, you can go on Instagram, and basically I can tailor everything for you. I can put you in touch with a beautiful villa, hotel, accommodation.
Awesome.
I'm coming.
Chefs.
I'm coming.
Over. What's wrong with you guys?
It sounds like to me that I can fly over there.
You just got to book your flight.
You're going to take me on rides. Yeah, you're going to find me a place to stay. You can do massage if I have a bad day. You can sell me Rid Supply socks.
Well.
I mean,
exactly.
Geez.
I've even got my favorite pair of Rid Supply socks on at the moment too.
There we go. There we go. The Alpine Prime mix. There we go.
I really like the prime colors on them. They really pop. I love all the bright neo colors too. But I saw a kind of friend of the Aspen guys, Christian. He was over and he was rocking them, and I was like, oh my god, they're amazing. And I didn't have them, so I was super jealous straight away. I was like, why the hell have I not got those socks in stock?
You got to find them. I appreciate that. Well, you briefly mentioned it. I know you have a pretty serious surgery coming up, and I know I've been thinking about you. I know it's going to be next level, and I know it's going to work out just fine. But we'll be paying attention. We want to be seeing that good morning spin that you do.
For sure, we will be.
And Jordan and I will come over there someday. I know
when we're allowed, we're coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly my private Ridge Supply plane over there. Filled with money and bikes.
I'll get the OQ Service Course helicopter to come pick you up.
I appreciate that. Well, Ottilie, thank you for being here with us. This has been really cool. We'll have to have you back too, and especially when people. Wouldn't it be so great if we had somebody that we both knew that was there and we could do a call?
Oh man,
that would be fun.
Superb. Maybe you can just fly here. Let's not get someone else that we know.
I have 3 kids and a little business to run.
That's okay. Work remotely, send socks from Europe, and I'm going to bring them in the pole.
I'm going to bring them all over there.
They would love it here. There's like so many things to do in terms of like water sports and hiking and everything. It's brilliant.
My other little dirty secret is that my wife and I like consume British television and movies.
Oh, what's your favorite TV show?
I'm not even going to dime myself out, but we watch it all. All.
Cool.
And I'm ready.
That's not dirty, and that's not a secret. That's amazing.
No, I mean, but it's not cool over here, but we do it.
Really?
And we do it. I mean, it's all of it. I mean, we're currently watching like Last Tango in Halifax.
Okay.
We've seen all of anything that over here we call it's PBS Masterpiece. So it's like
Okay.
anything that you guys had on BBC television that was like a good series, it comes over here and we get to consume it on our end.
Do you watch 40 Towers?
No, but that sounds
What?
I'm gonna have to see it.
It's
It
from
might
like
not
the
even be
it's from
available.
the
I haven't
80s.
heard of it. 40 Towers. What's it about?
40 Towers. It's about John Cleese, the famous British actor who was in the Monty Python series.
Yeah.
And he runs a really bad hotel in Torquay in a little beach resort. And it's terribly run. And he has a waiter called Manuel, who's Spanish. And it's probably all politically incorrect, but it's amusing and it's
We
funny.
love
And
that
there's only
stuff.
12 episodes. It's brilliant. So
Okay.
it's based in like, I think the 80s or 80s, I think, 70s or 80s. So 40 Towers. But funnily, if we've got time quickly, one of my physio clients I work with here, who's also a rider, he's Italian. He lives in Switzerland and he comes here. And 2 or 3 years ago, when I first met him, he spoke no English. I spoke no Italian or Spanish. This year, when we both spoke a little bit of minimal Spanish, and we talked about a British comedy series called Little Britain. And we just communicated in phrases from that show.
I love it.
So
yeah, I love it.
that, to me,
That's perfect.
That's
incredible.
awesome.
So if you haven't seen Little Britain, you've got to see that.
I'll have to check it out. My wife has to like turn the subtitles on a lot of times, which I think is funny.
You might need to add that to here as well.
Yeah, and I'm like, or she'll ask me like, what did they say? And I'll go back and because
Quick rewind.
yeah, everyone's fast but that's how I'm picking up some of my British slang and my
Just come right here with me and you'll be probably swearing quite a lot. And, and you'll have a really good accent as well. So
my Spanish is horrible. That'll be great. I will make a fool. I will make a fool out of everyone.
Mine's not good either.
When I went to Spain one time, and I tell this story all the time, and it was a long time ago, but I had never traveled outside the US. I flew to Madrid and got off the plane, and we were in a taxi going to the hotel, and we saw this big monument. And so we got out and we was going to take a picture. And I was talking about how great my Spanish was because I'd studied it in school. And I handed the camera to like random first person that walked by. And I looked at them and I was going to say in Spanish, please help us take a picture. And I said, press the black button, like that.
with the accent, if it's Italian,
with like a Jamaican accent, it was like it was horrible, and I never lived it down. And then
just add an O or an A on the end of your words and your
exactly. It was the most American thing I could have done in the moment, and that's
I've not heard that story, but that's pretty good.
That's a good one. I'm sure there's going to be. It's a good Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Should have followed
exactly.
it.
Hey, man, press the black button. I'm butchering it. It's horrible. If you're Jamaican, I'm sorry.
They'd be proud, I think.
Well, Ottilie, thank you for being here, and enjoy the rest of your day, the evening. The sun is setting on you. Our sun is just coming up right now, so we'll get these bad boys up and running today, and we'll send you some links. And
awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Episode
guys.
41. We went
Adios,
way over
amigos.
time. Yeah, adios, and go to Mallorca. Get some Rich Supply socks. Take a ride up to see the tunnel and the goats, and I'm sure the coffee's
You'll
amazing.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, coffee's pretty good, to be fair. I've seeked out all the best coffee.
Well, good. And please send some up for your procedure coming up here in November, and we'll be waiting for an awesome return on that one.
Good stuff. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.